Hi, this video is about CloudFormation template designer. This is part 2 of this on this topic on template designer. We will see few bits and pieces in this video that we left out of the first video. So for this we need to go to CloudFormation. I clicked on services and then CloudFormation, and we go to design template. We previously created a template and visually created a template where we added resources and saved it. So instead of creating a new template now, we will load that one. So we'll open from this icon, we hit on open, and we saved locally in my download folder, which is here, web server template. So I'll just select that one and open that file, and you see the file that we created in previous tutorial video is here. So now to complete this stack, we need to add properties, and if we want, we can add some optional components. So how we can do that? So if I click on the canvas, any area, here you see template and components. So this is the template. Here you can add any properties to any resources that we have. On the other hand, if I click on any specific component, let's say I click on VPC, in this VPC I can, after selecting VPC or any specific component, let's say any specific component regardless, I can change the properties of that resource accordingly. And for example, we can add some parameters that we have seen in our introductory video on CloudFormation. Whatever we want to do, we can add the code here. And one thing to note, that if we click on this open space, then our template and components, it becomes the template white. On the other hand, when we click on any specific resource, then it becomes the properties becomes that resource specific. And once we mention all our required properties and mapping whatever we need, if we have, then once we are ready, we can click on this button which says create a stack. And before that, we always we will keep this check, because it validates the template, checks for syntactical and any kind of anomalies. If there is, then it will give you an error that we have seen previously. So if you when you give the properties that you need, and based on that properties, you will be able to create the stack just by clicking on this button. And as this tutorial was mainly to show you how to work with the CloudFormation template designer, we'll not go into details of what kind of properties we might need. It depends on the scenario. Here we wanted to just show a basic web server. If we wanted to design a template, there's a lot more to add, for example, to properties and other stuffs. But however, I'll keep it out of the scope of this video tutorial. But once again, as I mentioned in some other tutorials, that the best resource for AWS is the AWS website itself. So and you need to know in depth about templates to become a guru on AWS. So let me quickly show you where you can find the documentation for templates or for anything, any other AWS services. If you go to the AWS website, if you click on menu, and then if you go on documentation, okay, here one thing is in services. If I click on services, as you can see that CloudFormation is under management tools. So So we need to go to the documentation, and we need to go to the management tools. Now here we have CloudFormation, so we are on the documentation side. We're going to the documentation. As you can see, management tool. From documentation, I came to the management tools, then I went to the CloudFormation, and I'm clicking on that. Now we have the documentation here. Let's say user guide. So if I click on PDF, it might take some time for the PDF to load, and then we'll have everything about CloudFormation. So while that the PDF is being loaded, we can just have a quick look just to give you that's a quick overview. That from left pane you have the resources. Here you can see all the template related things, condition and metadata and other things. You can manually add properties. When you click on the canvas, it becomes the template white, and when you click on a specific resource, it automatically changes to that resource specific specifications. So for example, you can add properties and everything, and also you can just quickly switch between JSON and YAML version, as you can see. And so let us go back to the AWS documentation. So here you see this is the one user guide from AWS. I must say that this is the best resource on any AWS you can find on AWS website. And here if you scroll down and go to the table of contents, you will see that it has everything about CloudFormation, including templates. It has a lot of examples, how to deploy different kinds of servers, for example web server, for example LAMP, and everything about template you can and everything about CloudFormation, and also about template you can find on the AWS website. And I would strongly suggest you to go through the documentation on AWS website, not only for CloudFormation, for any other service. As I say, that the best resource you can find is on the AWS website itself. Yeah. So that's all about CloudFormation Template Designer. And when you go through the documentation in detail, you will find a lot of templates which will make your life easier instead of writing the codes again. So you will be able to learn the template basics. You will be able to pick a template and deploy tags and everything. So before we end this video on the template designer, once again, it's always you can find the best resource on the AWS website. And that's how we can use CloudFormation Template Designer to visually design template. And also we can look into the existing templates, which might help us to copy and paste codes into our template instead of starting everything or writing everything from scratch, and it will make our life further easier. Thank you.